Hello, and thank you for tuning in. Although this message is dated, the reading is timeless because you will always be led to what you need to know right on time. Now, I will open with a prayer before I start the reading. Hello, God, Creator, Source, Jesus, Ascended Masters, Saints, Guardian Angels, good ancestors and good spirits, spirit guides, spirit animals, and place your custom choice here. I am asking you to please clear my space and the spaces of all those tuning in. Please clear the space of any negative energies that seek to harm us, and please redirect those energies back to all those who sent it towards us 144,000 times fold. Thank you. Hello, and thank you for tuning in. You can call me Vanngo, and from what I understand to be true, I am one of the proverbial 144,000, a light bearer, a way shower, a truth teller, and insert your 3D explanation here. The mission here is to stand fully in my autonomy at my post as a true divine feminine. I have been called to come out of the shadows and to utilize my gifts for the divine collective, but specifically to and for my fellow divine feminines. Standing at my post doing my part will in turn activate you to do what Source, God, Creator has called you to do unapologetically. It is no secret that there are a lot of divine beings who are not standing fully at their post. I guess morale is low. Matter of fact, call me the morale booster, or at least I will try. Now, before I get into the reading, there are some things I would like for you to keep in mind. Number one, this is a general reading and all energies are interchangeable. Get in where you fit in. If you wish to know more about your specific situation, you can either get in contact with myself or another reader of your choice. All of my contact info is below. Number two, if this general reading does not resonate, then please refer to number one. Every message will not resonate, and it shouldn't for good reason. After all, this is a general reading. Number three, if you believe that what you have found here on this video was useful in any way, I would be forever grateful if you pay it forward. The easiest way to do this is by subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting, and or doing whatever the equivalent is of those things on whatever platform you happen to find this video on. Like the saying goes, when in Rome. Also, side note / main note, I would like to thank everybody for the support that I have received thus far. I am so happy to know that the messages that I deliver resonate and help many of you in some way on this journey we all call life. So, all right, let me get into this reading. So I don't know what I'm going to name or title this reading, but the whole gist of this reading basically is don't eat the chicken sandwich. SAMMICH. Don't eat it. It's not good for you. And what made me, I guess, kind of want to do this reading is that one, thoughts become things. I know that for a fact, right? And I also know that fast food is poison. So my whole thing is, what's the MO? You know, what's the MO as to why they thought up of this chicken sandwich contraption? Since thoughts become things, our words have power. So what? I don't want to say the name of the restaurant, but you guys know. You guys should know which restaurant I'm alluding to. It's all in the eyes, so that's the hint I'm gonna give. It's all in the eyes. So yeah, so this chicken sandwich, right? Let me tell you, sometime last week I was on my way home from the city. I live in New York City. So I was on the bus going back from Manhattan into Queens, and I'm on the main road, and the bus passes the main road, and we pass an in the eyes restaurant on the bus route. and the parking lot was completely empty. No one was parked in the parking lot. But meanwhile, there's like 12 cars and counting in this drive-through, and I was just so disgusted. I was just like, wow. And granted, I'm not the type of person, I love food, so I'm not the type of person to ever, like, you know, I don't know, quote unquote food shame. Not off the top anyway, because everything is in moderation. But what I know for a fact is that, or what I picked up on before I even pulled the cards, we're not even getting into it, is that I don't know how long ago this chicken sandwich came into play, because I don't really watch a lot of TV. I'm not really scrolling on social media. So I actually found out about the chicken sandwich. Let me rewind. The chicken sandwich, right? When I was passing the Eyes, it's all in the Eyes restaurant on my way home, I just figured, wow, this is just a lot of like fat, lazy people who refuse to get out of the car and just go inside and get their food. It's when I got into work the next day, and one of my supervisors were like, oh yeah, I had that chicken sandwich from that In the Eyes restaurant, and it wasn't all that great. And I took his word for it, because number one, he's a tourist. So tourist gang. So yeah, he's a tourist. So tourists, we know food. So if he's saying that chicken sandwich isn't all that great, and he's not a fat guy. He's not fat, but he's, I guess, stocky. He's like, I guess, like dad bod, like, you know, he's solid, so I would trust his input. He was just like, yeah, it's just a piece of chicken in between two pieces of bread, and then I guess the spicy one is like saucy pickles, or spicy hot saucy pickles, and people are going like nuts over it. So I already knew, once I put that story plus the like what I saw through the drive-through, that there's something in this to make people feel like they need it. Because I asked him what the price was, and it was like $3, and then for the meal with fries and soda, it's $10. So it's not the price that has people going to it, and I highly doubt it's the taste, because I'm not saying, I never had it, but I'm going to take the other tourist's word for it that this sandwich is just I don't want to say a regular chicken sandwich, because that might be blasphemy to some people who are in love with this chicken sandwich, but it's not worth the hype. So we were having this conversation at work, and they're like, oh, well, perhaps it's like just social media hype and stuff like that. But me, that still doesn't sit right with me, because social media hype wouldn't do that. Because with social media hype, from what I understand it to be anyway, is that, yeah, there'll be hype around it until people actually try it and then tell the truth. Like, no, this is basura, this is garbage, it's not good, and then the hype is over. But the fact of the matter is, people keep going to it. So I know, I don't want to say there's a spell on the chicken, but there's definitely a shitload of addictive MSG, all kinds of stuff. Well, probably not MSG, but a lot of like addictive components to it that make people want to keep coming back, because it's not the price. We canceled that out. It's not the price. So it's something in it. Who knows? But I would say who knows. We already know what's in it. McDonald's was notorious for it. Pink slime. Basically, the paradigm that we're all interacting with is actively trying to quote unquote kill us. And if they can't kill us, then what they want to do is essentially kill, or they want to disable our transmitters, so to speak, so that we can't reach higher consciousness. Food is like a form of consciousness, because what you put into your body, what you input into your body is what your body outputs. So if you're inputting a whole bunch of In the Eyes restaurants chicken sandwiches into your gullet, what do you think is going to come out? What do you think you'll manifest from that? Fatness, diabetes, food addiction. It's probably, and you know what? Really, it's probably just loaded with salt as well, on top of the addictive stuff. Because people say sugar is addictive, but salt is also another addictive substance, but people like to sleep on salt. I know, because I do like salt. I like salty things. I like sweet things too. But anyways, I'm dragging it now. That was a whole long ass story. That was a whole long ass backstory anyway to this reading and as to why I wanted to do this reading. So I asked the cards, asked Spirit, asked the universe straight up, what is it about this chicken sandwich does the Divine Collective need to know? Right? So straight up, Spirit told me, well, first off, let me zoom in. Okay. Oh, it's getting blurry now. That's too close. Okay. They totally got away with it in reverse. The schoolgirl with surprising abilities sideways. It was all just a dream sideways. And the deranged inventor sideways, right? That was the first 4 cards that came up, right? So I took that as spirit, universe, angels, guides, whatever, telling me that there's really nothing to get away with, so to speak. The public already knows that In the Eyes restaurant and other restaurants like it serve garbage. And not even garbage, like garbage would be a step up. They serve poison. They're doing it right in front of your face and people don't care. Why are they doing this? They're serving poison. Really, they already got the adults, but who they really want to get their hands on are the children. Why? Because especially the new star seeds that are coming online, or light workers, whatever title you want to use, light beings, whatever, but the new beings or light beings that are coming online and realizing who they are and what their abilities are, they want to circumvent that. And the best way to circumvent that is by serving the children garbage. Why? Because if they okay the parents essentially to give the children poison, saying, oh yeah, it's chicken, it's good for you, and then they serve it to you. And not only that, but the day and age that we live in, there's many children that are not getting home cooked meals. A chicken sandwich on the way home from work for your child seems easy, and it also seems loving because it's a chicken sandwich. Chicken isn't all that bad, right? It's better than eating a beef burger every day. So I'm just telling you the thought process. But basically they're targeting, even though it's the adults, we need to be the adults driving through the drive-through. Really, it's the children that they're after. Whatever is in the food is meant to block our transmitters from us receiving the guidance from our angels, ancestors, guides. Is meant to block our intuition, because like I told you, the things that you put into your body, your body will essentially output. So if you're putting garbage in, you'll get garbage. If you're putting healthy, good food and substances in, you'll get good stuff out of that. But they want to turn off the gifts of the children, or essentially put like a padlock on it, so that the children never reach their spiritual, mental, and emotional peaks. They want them to stay low as possible. Why? Because children are the future. And if the adults will willingly hand, I guess, the future of their children's bellies to a deranged inventor, believing, oh, it'll be okay, we need to eat. These are the things that I hear. Oh, well, it's just food. Oh, well, what am I going to eat? And it's just kind of like, not poison, but hey, I try not to judge, because we all came or reincarnated or whatever. We all ended up here in this realm for whatever experiences that we came here for. And I'm definitely not one to talk, because in one of my in a conversation with an old friend of mine, we were having like this conversation during our lunch period. Well, I say old friend, but a friend of mine. We were on lunch and we're walking around, just talking about life and stuff. And she's like, why do you think you came here? And I really thought about it. And I was just like, something? I heard they have really good chicken here. And it's true, they have such good chicken here. I love chicken. But that's another thing I kind of want to get into, but like that'll be later on in the reading. The fact that divine beings, we are being called to clean up our diets and to really take into stock what we're putting into our bodies. But so now moving on, it was all just a dream in Sideways with the deranged inventor Sideways. This whole chicken sandwich and all these foods, because this doesn't just have to be about the chicken sandwich. The chicken sandwich is just a catalyst to just talking about all of like this garbage fast food that's being, purported and what is it called, advertised to the masses like it's good for you. Basically, it's meant to keep you in an illusion, and that's why it was all just a dream is Sideways, because you don't know if this is a dream or not. It seems real enough, so you just go with it. Also, many people feel like, okay, well, that's just the way things are, so why rock the boat? And it's kind of like, no, your silence is compliance. If you don't say anything, you're essentially giving these corporations leeway. Not even leeway, but you're giving them the full clear path to do whatever the hell that they want, to feed you whatever they want. And you vote with your dollars. So for as long as you keep giving them money, even if you complain, it's like you're saying you don't care. You're just talking shit. It's like the person who, like the old person who like just been playing lottery for all of their life and playing numbers. And then they go to the liquor store every day and they're like, oh, I gotta play my numbers. And then they complain about how expensive it is. Let's say they pay like $10 or $20 numbers every day. They could complain, and they'll complain every day on the line while still shelling out their $20. So who gives a fuck about what you're thinking or feeling if you're still gonna give your money? Nobody, because they already got your money. So anyways, it's meant to keep you in illusion as to what's really going on, what's actually is food, nourishment, and sustenance. Because once you clean up your diet and once you stop eating, I don't want to say even clean up your diet, but once you stop eating garbage, mentally, things will change. I don't know how else to explain it except that way. Because I guess, I don't know, all these cliche sayings, you are what you eat and all of that, and it's true. Have you seen anyone look at, you could just go on YouTube, my 600-pound life. These people eat garbage all day. They don't look good, do they? Right? And then what's crazy about it is like some people, they'll dismiss that like, oh, well, I'm not them. But the thing about it is, what I find is that people are okay with people are okay and comfortable in their mediocrity until they realize that they're the weakest link. So people are okay with being fat and disgusting and just not giving a fuck about themselves or their appearance or their health, high blood pressure, everything, cholesterol, diabetes. They don't care, because then they'll just look around and say, well, look at that fat motherfucker over there. He's bigger than me, and it's always, someone's always trying to deflect blame. But, divine beings, we don't do that. We look at the issues and see what we can do to change it, and we don't deflect. But this is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a corporate machine, so to speak. In Power Rangers, when I don't know, like the Goombas. Oh no, I'm talking about Mario now, but like basically those purple things. The deranged inventor has like he's just like down in the basement releasing like Okay, yeah, releasing a bunch of Goombas. Releasing a bunch of Goombas into the world, essentially to make you weak until you die, unless you're smart enough to jump over the Goombas and step on top of their head like Mario would. But that's what's going on. They're trying the corporate entities in general. Now we're moving down. The corporate entities are, they know, they are well aware that people are waking up, and their doorway, their time to be able to manipulate others through food is ending. Basically, whoever they got hooked, they've already gotten hooked. But to be able to hook more, that doorway is closing, because people are becoming more aware, and not even just becoming more aware, but telling the truth to themselves, like, okay, yeah, this really isn't good for me. I really shouldn't eat it, even if it is quote unquote food. Up in the sky now, it's like someone pointing, like, oh, little birdie, and they point to the right to make you look to the right, but then to the left, while you're looking to the right, they're doing something to the left that they don't want you to see. So, like, yeah, they're showing the clouds, but really, and even the clouds in the background has more detail than the actual 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buildings down below. I'm picking up, it's 5 main corporations. Okay, maybe 1 main corporation, because it's kind of like all the lines are connected. 5 subsidiaries, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. At least 15 other, like, side corporations all in this together. But, I mean, hey, that's... Don't I guess quote me or try to slam me when it comes to numbers, because it's just I'm trying to show you just visually, like, the hierarchy. Maybe if I draw it more, maybe if I draw it instead of, okay, so it's just like 1 main culprit, then 3, then 9, then whoever, and it just keeps going down and down and down. But the point of the matter is that they're trying to avert your attention to what's really going on. The fact that they're trying to get more people hooked on the garbage before it's too late. What is too late? I don't know. Maybe more shifts, more energetic shifts, where people are like, oh, hell no to, like, fast food in general, and then they all go out of business. But I don't know, that's up in the air. Anyways, I guess let's go more into this. So I don't know, I'll use the Rider-Waite. I don't know. I feel like this was like, okay, now that we know what's going on, right? What do we in the Divine Collective need to be doing to counteract this chicken sandwich, debacle? That's not the word, but what can we as divine beings do to ensure that we don't fall for the traps of this in the eyes, it's all in the eyes, chicken sandwich, and other fast food gimmicks that this realm that we exist in will throw in front of our face in an effort to catch us slipping? What can we be doing, or what should we be doing? Okay, those cards came out sideways. All right, let's read. practicing moderation. Practicing moderation and feeling, and remember that just because you may indulge, because like I said, I like chicken. I mean, I didn't touch a chicken sandwich, but I really like chicken. But we're here in this realm of existence to experience all kinds of stuff. And it doesn't matter as long as everything is like, it's in moderation, because the universe, it doesn't necessarily know like negative and positive. It just knows energy signatures of a certain, like, I guess, frequency or length. So I guess it could be lower or higher frequency, but that doesn't necessarily mean good or bad. With all that being said, though, is just with Queen of Pentacles sideways, is just remembering that just because you decide you want to indulge in something that may not necessarily be good for you, just remember in moderation. Because also something I forgot to mention up here about that it was all just a dream. What I was all just a dream and sideways. What I was picking up on was that with continued consumption, it will keep your nervous system wired and up. And it will literally keep you up all night. If you're either on the toilet or with insomnia, it's going to keep you up with repeated and continuous consumption. So, with even more continuous consumption, you'll start to feel as if you need those chicken sandwiches. My supervisor, he was telling me how he had some friends, they would get like 4 or 5 chicken sandwiches, and they'll eat some for lunch, then they'll have some for dinner, then they'll have some for snack. That's a lot. But hey, I'm not judging you. If you feel like you need 5 chicken sandwiches, God bless, and hope I see you tomorrow. Yeah, let's see what else. Is there anything else? Ten of Wands, King of Cups, and a Page of Swords. This chicken sandwich has been directly not only to children, but die-hard Popeyes fans. Popeyes, I'm picking up Popeyes is having money issues, trying to stay afloat. So they're having burdens, trying to stay open, trying to stay relevant. So they're depending on the love of the people. And social media and the people to essentially bring In the Eyes restaurant and other restaurants, because it's not just them, but In the Eyes restaurant specifically is depending on the love of the die-hard fans and the power of social media to keep them afloat. Wow. There's definitely a spell on some of these chicken sandwiches. I won't say all of them. What I will say is that remember that a lot of these restaurants are franchises owned by regular people who sunk their own money into supporting this particular franchise. So they need to be in the black or stay in the black for their own livelihood. In New York City anyway, a lot of the In the Eyes restaurants are owned by like the Indian people. And I wouldn't put it past them to be putting some kind of I wouldn't put it past anybody to be putting magic or magical spells or whatever on the food, but especially not them. I wouldn't put it past them at all, because I just wouldn't, because even just from what I understand, generally, not saying that all people of Indian descent are like this, but like even like with their whole caste system, the way I feel like, even like certain conversations that I've had with people of Indian descent, they feel like a lot of the things that happen to you is because you called that to you. So they essentially, like, I feel like maybe it would be a situation where, well, whoever eats the chicken sandwich and falls for the chicken sandwich, they were supposed to anyway. It was meant to happen. But that's more deflection. That's more deflection, because no one deserves to be put under any kind of spell. No one deserves that. That's whatever restaurants are actually putting spells on top of their addictive food, they will incur their own type of karma for every person that who gets hooked. Wow. Anything else? Nine of Cups in reverse. It's a wish fulfillment for the restaurants, for the people who stand to lose a lot of money if these chicken sandwiches don't get sold. So they don't have your best interest. This whole situation is wish fulfillment for them, and pain and suffering for the masses, and health problems and health complications for the masses. All right, please clarify. I'm using the Gypsy Oracle cards. Let's see. Please clarify, the interdimensional doorway is closing. I want clarification on that. Oh, damn. Okay. There's a lot. Journey. Falseness. Reunion. Sorrow. Love. Pleasure seekers. Malady. Yeah, wow. Okay. This reading's basically over. I don't even need the other two decks. Wow. All right. Basically, to clarify, the interdimensional doorway is closing. And when I was explaining it earlier, it's just like basically their window of opportunity is closing to be able to get people hooked on this stuff, because the masses, they're waking up in the age of Aquarius. They're not going to be falling for the same tricks or the double talk that advertising relies on. So we received Journey, Falseness, Reunion, Sorrow, Love, Pleasure Seekers, and Malady, right? So with this doorway, this opportunity, the door on this opportunity to be able to get as many people hooked on their poison as possible. This is like literally the last ditch attempt in order to keep the mask on. This falseness, to keep the mask on. And to get as many people reunite to reunite old lovers of the restaurant and of the food, to get them rehooked back onto it, and to also introduce themselves to new people who may not have ever tried their poison. Deep down inside, though, it's like a sorrow, because if this doesn't work, then everything will go out of balance. They'll end up Wow, problem in the red. You see in this card is all red. Interdimensional doorways closing. If this doesn't work, then their doorways to their poison food will be closing for good because they'll be in bankruptcy. Wow. They're relying of the love of the people. And the stupidness, the naivety of the people to eat their sick food, malady, and essentially get sick one more time for the road, you know. But that one more time for the road might end up I don't want to say killing you, but it might cause some complications. You'll be better off not eating that. Yeah, well, that's my Popeyes. Oops, said it. Oh well. Oh, I tried. But yeah, that's my reading on the chicken sandwich. What I'm pulling right now, well, I'm not pulling anything, but just, well, not cards. I'm kind of just shuffling the cards like this. I'm not pulling any cards. I'm just, I guess, channeling any more messages. Drink your water. Moderation, but definitely stay away from fast food when you can. A lot, not just the In the Eyes restaurant, but there's other restaurants that are really just trying many last ditch attempt efforts to get as many people hooked on their food as possible, because things are changing, the doorways are closing, and especially as people move into a more unity consciousness and become more health focused and health centered, these fast food places, they're not going to even be able to stand a chance. Not at all. Matter of fact, I'm going to pull a Lemoran card. Just overall. Is there anything else? This is what? This is called the Under the Roses Lemoran deck. Where's that book? Oh, it's right there. Yeah, Under the Roses, Lemoran by Kendra Hurtado and Katrina Hill. Oh, I hope you guys can't hear my belly. It's breakfast time. But okay. Anything else that the collective needs to know in regards to this In the Eyes restaurant and other restaurants like it? The Lady in Reverse. Anything else? What I'm getting from the Lady Reverse anyway is like more cloaking, because oh wow, and the sun sideways. Let's see. 29. I've never even pulled, well, I want to say I want to use these cards more. Let's see. Okay, so in reverse, it's more of a cutthroat energy. And then with the sun sideways, it's kind of like you could look at it from two perspectives, but you could either look at it as like, fuck it, I need to eat and just eat this food, or eat the poison that they give you, or you could look at it on the other flip side, like, you know what, I'm gonna eat this now, or eat one now, but I'm not gonna keep eating it. So it's two sides of the sun sideways. But it could either be quote unquote good or bad, depending on what route you decide to take. But also what I'm seeing with the sun coming out sideways on top of the Page of Swords, that the social media blowback, especially if people start getting like really sick because they're eating so many, I wouldn't necessarily say that the blowback will be bad, but it's just going to be like just indifferent. No one cares. It's like they see the light, but it's sideways. It's like, okay, yeah, and it got us sick. That's not my problem. And it'll be sick people. It'll be the people who haven't gotten sick but still eating the chicken sandwiches or whatever, saying that to the people who got sick. Well, you shouldn't have gotten sick. That's the, wow. With the lady coming out in reverse on top of basically the Ten of Wands and the King of Cups, it's like, okay, the lady upright is like someone who's like empathic, intuitive, prim, proper, poised. And it's like with the King of Cups, the King of Cups is basically the people that these restaurants want to come back in, the people who love the restaurant. They know that deep inside that whatever that they're giving their customers is going to mess them up and have them upside down in the end. Because remember, the ingredients in the food are meant to cause imbalances, meant to cause not just locks and blocks on the children, but locks and blocks on yourself too. So, wow. Anyways, that's it for this special reading that I wanted to do. Same thing. I mean, we all know that health is wealth. We should all be exercising and whatnot. But if you don't do anything else, or you're not in a place where you feel like you're being called to do anything like, I guess, extra, let's say like get a gym membership, go vegan or anything, what you should be doing at the very least is getting your water in at least a half gallon. You need a gallon, but I feel like start with a half gallon and up your water from there. Start replacing it with soda. Then you shift and you drink soda sparingly, more water. And once you do that, once you add the water, everything else will flow. Your body will start to crave more healthier options, up until a point where it's like when you see a chicken sandwich or anything like that, or anything like, along those lines, you won't even want it. Because your body will automatically recognize it as not being good for you. Like, okay, side note before I go, I used to love the sausage biscuits, like in high school, sausage biscuits from McDonald's. And like, I would say by the time I was like 19, like in college, when I say 19, 20, I would smell it and it would literally give me a headache. It was something with it. And it was crazy because when I was eating it when I was younger, I would smell it, but it was just like, like, yeah, I want that. And now it's just like I smell it and it's just like, Then I'll eat it and it feels like my whole mouth is like dry because of the salt. It's just so salty. And then it gives me a headache on top of that. So because it's so salty. So, and I just explained all of that just to, like, I guess, show the shift. And back then, it wasn't even like I was just, like, upping my water or anything. It was just something my body said, no, like, I'm not eating this. Do not put this in my body. And if you do put it in my body, or if you do put this in your body, you're going to regret it. And, your body always has a way of making you regret eating certain things that you knew that you shouldn't have eaten in the first place. But yeah, anyways, that's it for today. Well, this reading. Yeah, like, share, subscribe, all of that. I would say this is a general message about something that's more macro in nature. But still, I already know it resonates. And it's just a warning to people. Don't eat it. But, I mean, if you like to gamble and you do want to eat it, just remember moderation, because food is definitely an addictive substance, and people like to kind of try and downplay the very addictive nature food has in this realm in reality. But, it's crazy. Food addiction is definitely real. All right. So yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great day. Like, share, subscribe, I guess. Let's see, if you want a reading, you know where to hit me up, or you could hit up someone else of your choice. I'm just here to bring out the information. No hate, all love. There's room for all of us. Trust. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later.